हमेशा सुनते आए हैं कि कामयाबी का सूरज शहर में ही निकलता है। गांव का कच्चा रास्ता मंजिलों से कहां मिलता है। पर आज हम इस बात को बदलने वाले हैं। बनाकर एक कामयाबी का रास्ता सर उठा के चलने वाले हैं। नए मौके, नए इरादे, बनेंगे खुद की मर्जी के मालिक। ना रहेंगे सपने आधे। जो ठान लिया करेंगे हम वही। दिखा देंगे दुनिया को कि गांव भी शहर से कम नहीं। जो अब तक ना हुआ वो कमाल करने वाले हैं। शहर भी देगा दाद जिसके, हम वो मिसाल बनने वाले हैं। कुछ इसी इरादे के साथ स्पाइस मनी से हर गांव जुड़ रहा है। एक कामयाब कल की ओर बढ़कर लाइफ बदल रहा है। क्योंकि साथ हो स्पाइस मनी तो लाइफ बनी।
Good morning and a very warm welcome to Spice Money's virtual press conference. Thank you for joining us today as we make an exciting announcement to digitally and financially empower rural entrepreneurs in every corner of our country. Today we have Mr. Dilip Modi, founder, Spice Money, and Mr. Sonu Sood, actor and philanthropist, who has recently joined hands with Spice Money addressing the conference. I now invite Mr. Modi to speak a few words. Over to you, Dilip.
Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. I welcome you on behalf of Spice Money to this virtual press conference. मुझे बहुत हार्दिक प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि आप सब हमें ज्वाइन कर पाए. I'm hoping that we'll be able to meet physically soon. But today I'm very excited to share with you our journey at Spice Money. हम Spice Money में कर क्या रहे हैं, जा कहाँ रहे हैं और कैसे जिंदगियां बदल रहे हैं. So I'm really hoping to interact with you during the course of this press conference. Before we start the interaction, I would love to share with you a few data points and a few slides on Spice Money, where we are and where we are going, and also talk about the special initiative that we are launching today, which we're very excited to share with all of you. So with that, let's start the presentation, please. I would like to start by actually talking about the current rural fintech landscape in the country. Spice Money is a rural fintech player, very much focused on rural India. If we look at rural India, we see a state of paradox today. On one hand, we see a significant financial divide. On the other hand, we also see lots and lots of green shoots of growth. So let me just quickly talk you through each of these points. On the big financial divide, the very fact that we have large number of operating banks in the country, we still have seen that in rural India, the number of bank branches that have opened are fairly restricted. This is due to the high operating costs, wherein traditional banks find it very difficult to economically justify the need to open branches in rural India, thereby denying access to consumers in rural India to be able to visit or attend to a bank branch. India today has one of the lower ATM penetrations in the country. We are ranked 121 in the world in terms of our ATM penetration. And there is a need for us to extend the reach of ATM network in our country. However, we've seen that despite the growth of digital payments, cash continues to be a de facto mode of payment, especially in rural India. Therefore, the need for an ATM network, a bank branch network, is very, very important. In terms of the growth that we are seeing in rural India, this is data that is that rural India is growing rapidly and very, very fast. We have seen that the FMCG market in rural growing at to say that 2025 the FMCG market in rural India would cross $100 billion. More importantly, in terms of digital India, rural India is actually growing even faster. we have seen the growth. The monthly active internet users have been over 40% compared to 11% in rural India. So with the cost of smartphones coming down, at the same time, the very fact that there is a low cost data revolution that's happening in the country, we see that the growth of active internet users in India is growing rapidly. So we see that opportunity that is sitting in terms of rural India digitizing very fast. Moving on to the next slide, please. One of the big trends that we've seen during this lockdown period, which all of us are witness to, is this big push towards people going back home into rural India. We know that overall, over 70% of workforce resides in rural India, and it constitutes a large part of the national income. So it's a very critical part of our economic agenda going forward. We have seen that during this lockdown period, over 14 million people have gone back to their homes, and inertia for them to come back. Though now with the lockdown opening up, many of them have started coming back. But what we see is that many of them are looking for opportunity to create, to either look for jobs in their ecosystem, or also look for opportunities where they can start their own business. So this is a big push that's happened in the last 9 months, and this is a trend that is here to stay. On the back of this, we at Spice have been building out our platform to share with you where we are and how far we have reached to date. Can we move to the next slide, please? To the next slide, please. So just to share with you, as Spice Money, we are a platform, an app that an entrepreneur can download on his smartphone and onboard himself to be able to start offering services to their micro communities. Over the last 2 years, we have scaled up our network across India. So if you see the number of entrepreneurs, we are now close to 500,000 entrepreneurs that have been onboarded on the Spice Money app platform. 90% of these are in semi-urban and rural India. Through these 500,000 entrepreneurs, we have served over 100 million customers in the last 2 years. And more importantly, we find that 2/3 of these customers are repeat customers who come back to our platform every month. On a monthly basis, we have over 20 million monthly transacting customers. In terms of the gross transaction value, across the different products and services that I will take you through, we have seen that we have crossed over $1 billion per month in terms of the gross transaction value, and are trending at a rate of about $12 billion a year. And more importantly, we are seeing that we are growing significantly year on year. So the demand that is there in rural India for being able to offer the last mile ATM and banking infrastructure is what we are fulfilling as Spice Money. And the demand has fueled our growth over the last 1 year, where we've seen a growth of over 150% year on year in terms of transaction volumes. In terms of our network size, आप देख सकते हैं कि we have now grown extensively across India, covering over 18,000 pin codes, 700 districts, and 5,000 blocks. So we are spreading the network of banking infrastructure across the country and taking banking to the doorsteps of customers in rural India. Moving on, our objective is to accelerate the vision of financial inclusion that we have as a country. We have to bring everyone in the fold of the formal financial economy and give them the benefit of formal financial products. We are doing this through our Spice Money platform. Our goal is to bring digital, financial, and e-retail services to the unbanked and underserved in rural India. The way we look at our Spice Money product, we refer to it as a digital dukaan. So for any merchant or entrepreneur in rural India who wants to offer digital financial services to their communities, they can come on board with Spice Money and be able to offer it through the digital dukaan that we enable on his smartphone. To share with you more around this, can we move to the next slide, please? Just to share with you, friends, the mobile app of Spice Money Adhikari, which we refer to as the Spice Money Adhikari app, has all these products and services already enabled on them. which basically means that once a person becomes a Spice Money Adhikari, whether a merchant or an entrepreneur in rural India, and downloads the Spice Money Adhikari app, he's able to offer all these services to consumers around them. To share with you, these are a combination of financial and digital services. To begin with, on the financial side, we have the ATM services, starting with Aadhaar withdrawal services. जैसा आपको मालूम होगा, Aadhaar enabled payment system has been growing rapidly in India. If you look at the size of the AEPS industry, it has been growing dramatically. Year on year on the Aadhaar enabled payment system, we've seen a growth of 100%. So for us, we enable on our platform consumers to be able to use Aadhaar to withdraw cash. Also, we have the mini ATM service, which we're going to talk about today, where they can use a card to also withdraw cash. We offer money transfer services. We offer bill payment services. We offer recharge services. We also offer payment services around key products like LIC, as well as government services around PAN card creation. Also, we are in the e-retail space, where we have tied up with leading e-commerce companies to be able to extend their reach in rural India. Travel services around train, bus, flight, airline, or hotel, as well as many financial services for enterprises in terms of cash collection. We've seen that there are a lot of microfinance companies in rural India who want to reduce their cost of collection. And we, through our Spice Money Adhikari network, are able to do this for them. And we are moving towards offering also products like loans and insurance on our platform. So through this digital Dukaan, we are able to get the Spice Money Adhikari to offer all these services to communities of consumers around them. And the power of what we are able to do is really the power of digital India, where through a smartphone, a Spice Money Adhikari can become the service provider of all these financial and digital services at the doorstep of a consumer deep into rural India. Moving further, we see that over 100 million customers who have now transacted on our platform are able to get the benefit of the Spice Money Adhikari network. We believe that the network that we are building aligns with the government's vision of providing greater access to digital payments. The Aadhaar and the card network that we are rolling out enables a consumer to walk up to a Spice Money Adhikari who could be selling other goods and services to be able to pay digitally, either using Aadhaar or his card. So we are clearly enabling the growth of digital payments in rural India. We are also bringing in essential digital financial and e-retail services to unbanked and underserved communities, especially in remote parts of the country. So extending the reach of all banks and NBFCs and insurers deep into rural India. We're also creating significant opportunities for people to start their own businesses in rural India. And this is something that we are very excited about, because at the end of the day, we want to build an Atmanirbhar Bharat. We want to make sure that people are self-reliant. And through the platform of Spice Money Adhikari, by becoming a Spice Money Adhikari, we can have the youth in rural India who's aspiring to earn incomes, is aspiring to participate in the digitization of the country, to be able to come on board at Spice Money and deliver services through the Spice Money digital Dukaan. Also, we are strengthening the ATM infrastructure in the country. We believe that today, if you look at the white labeled ATM infrastructure in urban India, we only have about 250,000 ATMs. But going forward, we believe that there's an opportunity to create over 10 million ATM points in the country through the mobile ATM infrastructure. And we at Spice Money are committed to increasing the rank of India in terms of the penetration of ATM per lakh of population. So we believe that we are creating the opportunity for people, young entrepreneurs in rural India, to get into self-employment and self-reliance, as well as be able to serve their communities and align them towards digitization. Moving further, I would like to share with you through a film that we will show you shortly, an initiative that we are launching today. Today at Spice Money, we are committing ourselves to Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are committing ourselves to bringing on board significant young entrepreneurs who can use our platform to serve their communities. To enable this, we are announcing today a zero investment program, wherein a young entrepreneur can come on board and start offering the Spice Money portfolio of services at no cost, both in terms of upfront as well as on the monthly rental side, as well as we are coming out with a special scheme around the mobile ATM, the mini ATM hardware device, where against a deposit, the entrepreneur will be able to take on the device and he will be able to recover the cost of that over a period of 15 months. So effectively, he can start his business of offering banking and digital services to consumers around them at no cost. To share more about this, I would like to show you a small film, post which we can discuss further. Can we have the film, please?
अरे गए वो दिन भैया जब शहर के डमरू पर नाचा गांव का ताता थैया। अब खुद की किस्मत लिखने की कर लो तैयारी, अब है तुम्हारी बारी, अब है तुम्हारी बारी।
पर उस्ताद ये होगा कैसे?
अरे डाउनलोड कर स्पाइस मनी अधिकारी ऐप मेरे भाई, फिर देख क्या तरक्की आई। दुकान मिनी एटीएम बन जाएगी, रेल टिकट, ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग, लोन, इंश्योरेंस, होटल बुकिंग बैठे बैठे हो जाएगी। लागत भी होगी जीरो और तुम बन जाओगे एकदम हीरो। तो क्या समझे भैया? 31 मार्च तक स्पाइस मनी अधिकारी बने, जीरो लागत के साथ आगे बढ़े।
Thank you. Friends, I would also like to now welcome Mr. Sonu Sood, who's joined us for this press conference. Welcome, Sonu Bhai.
Thank you so much, Dilip bhai, and pretty excited seeing all these new things happening. The dream finally is coming true.
Yes. So, Sonu Bhai, we have now launched this program. You're now part of the Spice Money family, and you have had your own experience of sending people back home. A lot of people through your support have been able to get back home. Now through Spice Money platform, we are creating ability for them to start their own businesses, very much through their own smartphone. How do you see this journey going forward? And especially this program that we've launched, where now anyone can become a Spice Money Adhikari at zero investment.
I remember when the whole journey of sending back migrants to their homes started. Everyone had one question that, what are they going to do when they reach back to their villages with their families? Are they going to come back, or they're going to stay back in their villages and try to do something new? Many of them were educated, many of them were not, but still a big question they had in mind was what next? So I think with the Spice Money, this new venture of zero investment, we have given them an opportunity where the whole country is going to benefit out of it, where they'll get a channel to serve the community and a platform which will not only give them a great business opportunity, but also let them stay with their families, where they can serve the needy people, and the awareness that's going to be generated in all those villages is going to be, I would say, a game changer that was much needed. And I'm glad that with this great initiative, we are starting that. And I'm really looking forward connecting with millions and millions of people in next few months and few years.
Thank you, Sonu Bhai. I'm very excited that we are embarking on this program. I'm looking forward to us transforming lives in rural India by offering people the opportunity to not only serve their community, but also earn income and not have to leave their families to go back. So thank you so much. I would like to hand over to Ritika to take the proceedings forward, please. Ritika, over to you.
Thank you, Dilip. We will now open the floor for questions. Please type them into the chat box if you haven't already. हम आपके questions लेना शुरू करेंगे. अपने सवाल chat box में कृपया type करें. We already have a few questions, so we'll start with those. The first question is from the line of Akhand Mehra, Estate Express. युवाओं के लिए किस तरह से फायदेमंद होगा? क्या भारत के लोग एक्सेप्ट करेंगे?
सो मेरा जी, आई थिंक ये जो हमने प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया है स्पाइस मनी अधिकारी का, ये युवा के लिए ही है। अभी अगर हम देखें कि जो 5 लाख से करीब स्पाइस मनी अधिकारी हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं, उनमें से ओवर 80% 20 और 30 वर्ष की उम्र के बीच में हैं। तो ये युवा का ही प्लेटफॉर्म है। और आजकल युवा लोग देख रहे हैं रूरल इंडिया में कि कैसे वो इनकम अर्न करें और अपनी फैमिलीज को सपोर्ट करें और आगे बढ़ें। और वो एस्पायर कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज आज युवा भी, आप स्मार्टफोन की तरफ देखें, डिजिटल की तरफ देखें, चाहे फेसबुक हो, यूट्यूब हो, व्हाट्सएप हो, युवा ही हैं जो इसको जल्दी से जल्दी अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं। और हमें लगता है कि वो ही सबसे पहले स्मार्टफोन खरीदते हैं, अपने गांव को इंटरनेट से कनेक्ट करते हैं। और अब स्पाइस मनी के थ्रू हम उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं कि वो इन अ वे अपनी कम्युनिटी के लोकल बैंकर बन सकें, और सारी जो बैंकिंग और डिजिटल सर्विसेज उन कम्युनिटी को चाहिए उनको लेके आ सकें। तो ये प्लेटफॉर्म रूरल युवा के लिए ही बना है। और मेरा बहुत मानना है कि आगे जाके बहुत युवा लोग इसको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी देख सकते हैं अपना खुद का बिजनेस चालू करने के लिए, और स्पाइस मनी उनको सपोर्ट करेगा थ्रू ट्रेनिंग टू मेक श्योर दैट दे आर एबल टू प्रोवाइड ऑल दी सर्विसेज टू द कंज्यूमर्स अराउंड देम। सोनू भाई, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
बिल्कुल दिलीप भाई, मुझे याद है कि जब पहली दफा हम लोगों ने इसके बारे में बातचीत शुरू की तो सबसे बड़ा सवाल वही था कि जो यूथ है, हमें बड़े मैसेजेस आते थे अपने सोशल मीडिया पे कि हम पढ़े लिखे कुछ करना चाहते हैं, वी वांट टू स्टार्ट समथिंग इन आवर ओन विलेजेस, सो हमारे लिए क्या? सो वो क्या का ये बहुत सही जवाब है, where they can where they can start their business and also give back to the society। हम जब गांव में जाते हैं हम लोग देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग को पता नहीं है कि एटीएम कैसे ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, बहुत दूर है उनके बैंकिंग सर्विसेज, उनको दे आर क्लूलेस कि जिंदगी चलने कैसे वाली है, और उनके लिए जो जिंदगी है सिर्फ शहर में है। बट आई थिंक ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं ये उनको बताएंगे कि शहर से भी बेहतर जिंदगी गांव में हो सकती है, सिर्फ सोच होनी जरूरी है। एंड आई थिंक ऑल दीज youth that we are targeting are our channels who are going to relay this message to every single individual कि जो गांव है किस तरह शहर बन रहा है।
Ritika?
Yes, thank you. The second question is from Dilip Shah, Gujarat Samachar. What is the company's larger mission and vision with the launch of the zero cost investment entry program?
शाह साहब, नमस्कार। हमारा तो शाह साहब, हम लोग एक मिशन में निकले हुए हैं। मिशन हमारा ये है कि पूरे भारत को बैंकिंग से जोड़ना। और हमें लगता है कि आज फाइनेंशियल एम्पावरमेंट बहुत ज़रूरी है, जिससे कि लोगों के पास, आज सरकार ने जो जनधन योजना निकाली, आधार योजना निकाली, उसके तहत सरकार ये चाहती है कि लोगों के पास पैसा पहुंचे, उस पैसे का वो प्रयोग करके आगे बढ़ सके। तो हमारा तो गोल ये है कि जो आज की तारीख में बैंकिंग, लास्ट माइल बैंकिंग नेटवर्क या उनके लिए फर्स्ट माइल बैंकिंग नेटवर्क मिसिंग है, उसको पहुंचाना गांव गांव तक, बैंकिंग की सर्विसेज तक को पहुंचाना। तो मिशन जो है वो बहुत बड़ा है, जर्नी लंबी है, बट हमें मालूम है कि डिजिटल के माध्यम से हम ये जर्नी बहुत तेजी से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, बिकॉज स्मार्टफोन्स और इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी गांव गांव तक पहुंच रहा है और बहुत तेजी से पहुंच रहा है। तो मेरा मानना है कि अगर आपके पास स्मार्टफोन हो, इंटरनेट कनेक्शन हो और एक दिल में चाहत हो कि मैं कुछ करूं, तो इस बैंकिंग और फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज से ज़्यादा कोई एक बड़ी सर्विस नहीं है जो आप अपनी कम्युनिटी तक पहुंचा सकते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि आज जो हमने जर्नी चालू की है 5 लाख अधिकारी की, ये 1 करोड़ अधिकारी तक हम इसको ले जा सकते हैं। आज जो हम एटीएम नेटवर्क, एटीएम पेनिट्रेशन अपनी कंट्री में देख रहे हैं, हम देखते हैं कि आधार की जो पेनिट्रेशन है और आधार इनेबल्ड पेमेंट सिस्टम की जो पेनिट्रेशन है, अभी कम से कम देश में होंगे 20 लाख पॉइंट्स ऐसे। बट आगे जाके मुझे लगता है कि जो पेनिट्रेशन हमें चाहिए, दिस इज ओवर 10 मिलियन, 1 करोड़ एटीएम पॉइंट्स हमें देश में बनाने हैं, और मोबाइल एटीएम रूट के थ्रू ये बन सकता है। तो हमारा तो ये मानना है कि इसमें बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है और हम इसमें अपना योगदान देना चाहते हैं और हर पार्ट ऑफ भारत को बैंकिंग से कैसे जोड़ें, इस मिशन में हम लगे हुए हैं.
Thank you, Dilip. The next question is from R. Arivanantham, navjeevanexpress.com. He has a two-part question. There are common service centers, business correspondents of banks in rural urban India offering the same services you are offering. How would you compete with them? And how effective are your services to the rural folks? The second part of the question is, how will the Spice Money Adhikari get this remuneration?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Arivantham, for your question. It's a very, very important question. So you're absolutely right that if we look at the Common Service Center network set up by the Government of India, as well as the BC network of the banks, the goal is to be able to drive inclusion, both in terms of offering government services as well as financial services. But what we have observed is that when we see the reach of this network, both in terms of the common service centers as well as business correspondents. Let me start with talking about the business correspondent network, because at Spice Money, our focus is to extend the reach of banking services to each and every consumer in Bharat. And if we look at the agent BC network of the banks, Mr. Arivantham, it is actually very constrained, because what is happening is it comes under the financial inclusion agenda of the large national banks. And as a result of the costs involved in terms of rolling out this infrastructure, we've observed that the reach of the agent BC network in rural India is very, very limited, and that is why we have seen the kind of growth that we are seeing on platforms like ours, which is more like a digital BC network. So the traditional BC network of the banks, which requires the opening of a physical branch, from a economics point of view, makes it very unaffordable and unviable. So we are seeing a rapid shift. Like any industry is getting digitized, even the business correspondence industry of the banks is getting digitized, and we are a digital BC platform. So I think, like any other industry, like you have seen retail industry, how e-commerce is growing much faster than physical stores. Similarly, in the BC industry of the banks, the digital BC networks have an opportunity to grow much faster than the traditional BC network. So we are a digital BC platform, and we hope that we'll be able to extend the reach of BC network in the country. As far as the government services are concerned, we at Spice Money, our holding company, DigiSpice Technologies, actually created this app called Umang, the unified mobile app for new age governance, which was to extend the reach of government services today, which are offered through the Common Service Center through the smartphone of the consumer. So at the end of the day, we are also hoping to integrate with those kind of platforms to extend the reach of government services as well. So we believe that the digital platform is a far more economical platform to extend the reach of services. As far as the remuneration to the Spice Money Adhikari is concerned, our whole platform is targeted towards increasing the income level of every entrepreneur in rural India who joins our platform. So the way it works is that of all the services जो आपने देखी digital दुकान जो हम enable करेंगे उनके smartphone पे, the Spice Money Adhikari gets paid on every transaction that happens on a platform. So the more transactions they are able to drive, the more income they are able to earn. And we are, as you can see, we are creating a plethora of financial and digital services on their platform. So their earnings is a direct in direct proportion to the effort and the hard work they put in. But the demand is there for all the services that we are putting on the platform. There is a clear demand for all those services in rural India. And so once a person onboards themselves as a Spice Money Adhikari and opens his digital dukan, they get paid on every transaction that they undertake through that digital dukan. And we are hoping that every Adhikari can make at least up to, going forward, about 50,000 rupees a month. And that is a lot of money, compared to the other opportunities that are sitting in Bharat. But like I said, this will only grow going further. And, as they grow transactions, they'll be able to grow their earnings.
Thank you, Dilip. The next question is from Ridhima, Bloomberg Quint. With the zero cost initiative, how does this impact the margins for the company? Also in terms of profitability, By when do you see the company turning a profit?
Thank you for the question, Riddhima. So, our goal is to extend the reach of banking network in the country. So, our focus right now is to have more and more entrepreneurs as adhikaris join our platform. When we think of margins and profits, we are taking a longer term view on the business. As Spice Money, we are already a profitable venture. I see that at Spice Money we have a unique opportunity of having both growth as well as healthy margins and profits going forward. But in the next 12 to 18 months, we are taking a view of growing the platform, and the zero investment program is our investment that we are making to be able to drive more and more transactions. I think the profits going forward will be a function of the number of transactions that happen on our platform. So there will be an impact in the short term, but we are hoping that this will be compensated through the growth in transactions that will happen on the platform. So if you look at the investment that we are making, till yesterday, anyone to onboard themselves on our platform had to pay a 1,500 rupee fee. They had to also pay 60 rupees a month on rental. So if you look at for the year, it's over 2,000 rupees. Plus, they had to pay about 2,500 rupees to 3,000 rupees to buy a device. We are now all packaging this and giving it at a zero cost to the Spice Money Adhikari, because we want to encourage more and more of them to come on board to be able to drive business. So our earnings and our margins are linked to transactions, and the more entrepreneurs that will join our platform, we believe will drive more and more transactions, which will improve the margins and the profitability of the company going forward, and therefore give us an opportunity to invest more in product innovation, technology, and in driving growth further.
Thank you, Dilip. The next question is for Sonu. Do you think Spice Money supports your philanthropic initiatives? If so, in what way?
I totally believe that when you want to do something good to the society, when you want to change lives, when you want to bring those smiles, the vision has to be one, and the vision has to be not just business, but to touch those souls where we can change these lives. When I connected with Dilip Bhai, and the whole Spice Money family, I could relate to that vision. That the vision was to make one family, and every single individual of that family is working towards changing lives. So I think when you have that vision, the growth is very organic. It's very right, and automatically people join hands, and they want to be a part of your family. So the idea was to spread that word. The idea was to spread those smiles across. With already such a huge reach of Spice Money, with almost 500,000 adhikaris already there on board, the idea was to multiply many folds and make this family larger than ever. And I'm connected with a lot of people in rural India, all those villagers. We are in touch with thousands and millions of people that we connected in last few months, and every single person I speak to or I get connected with, everyone wants to do something for the society. They are, I would say, more inclined, more motivated than ever, but they need a vision. They need a hand where we can tell them, okay, this is the way, just let's walk together and make the difference. So I think Spice Money is one platform where every single individual who wants to do something for the country, who wants to do something for the society, and again grow, will be on board for sure. And I think that's what vision I started with when the whole pandemic started. And I'm glad that now we have like minds working towards it, and I'm sure you will see this family growing like never before. And yeah, the idea is one: bring those smiles back.
Thank you, Sonu. The next question is for Mr. Mr. Modi. What's the exact product proposition? And this comes from the line of Mr. Alok Mitra.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mitra. So the product proposition is that till now, if you look at the way the industry is operating, for people to come on board, there is an entry fee they have to pay for coming on board, an amount. And then there was also a rental that was being charged every month. But more importantly, for them to start doing transactions, they have to pay for the hardware that is involved. What we are doing with this program is basically making it into an ability for everyone to come on board by making it into a zero investment program. So there is going to be no entry fee to come on board as a Spice Money Adhikari. Of course, there is a process of KYC, which is important, because all of these become effectively digital, part of a digital BC network. But there is no entry fee for being part of the Spice Money platform. There is no monthly rental, for the adhikaris to operate on the platform. So today, if the entry fee was about 1,500 rupees and the monthly rental was about 60 rupees a month, which is about 720 rupees a year. If you add that up, that's over 2,000 rupees of saving for the adhikari for the whole year. And most importantly, the 3,000 rupees that is there for the cost of the device, or even more, that many entrepreneurs have to pay to get the banking kit. We have significantly brought that down. So now at a cost of 2,499, 2,499, which is a refundable security deposit that we are charging from the Spice Money Adhikari, which will get paid back to the Adhikari over a period of 15 months effectively. So even the cost of the device becomes free for the Adhikari. So if you look at it overall as a package, nearly 5,000 rupees is being invested per Adhikari on behalf of the company for them to come on board and really start their own business and start serving the communities around them.
The next question is from Roli Khanna, Amar Ujala. उत्तर प्रदेश में युवा तेजी से स्टार्टअप की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, उनके आप किस तरह से मददगार हो सकते हैं?
नमस्कार रोली जी। हमारा पूरा प्लेटफॉर्म, जो जैसे सोनू भाई ने भी कहा, हमारा पूरा प्लेटफॉर्म युवा के लिए बना है। आप हमारा जो पूरा ये कैंपेन देख रहे हैं, वो कैंपेन ही है कि खुद का व्यापार युवा लोग अपना चालू कर सकें। तो मुझे तो लगता है कि जो युवा शक्ति देश में है, उसको हम कैसे टैप करके सर्विसेज लोगों तक पहुंचा सकें। आज युवा लोग देख रहे हैं कि वो कैसे देश को कंट्रीब्यूट करें और अपने गांव में रहते हुए वो कैसे गांव को बदलें। आई थिंक ये जो पूरा मूवमेंट डिजिटल इंडिया से आया है और डिजिटल भारत में हो रहा है, मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत बड़ा मूवमेंट है। और स्पाइस मनी एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जो गांव में इतनी सारी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करवा सकता है। तो मुझे लगता है कि जो युवा गांव में रह रहे हैं, एक उनके पास ऑप्शन है कि शहर में आके काम करें या गांव में रहते हुए गांव को शहर में बदल दें और वहां पर सारी सुविधाएं प्रोवाइड कर सकें। तो मुझे तो लगता है कि जैसे हमारे बड़े बड़े प्रदेश हैं, यूपी, बिहार, सब जगह बहुत ज़्यादा युवा लोग ऐसे हैं जो अपॉर्चुनिटी देख रहे हैं कि गांव में रहते हुए कैसे करें। आज उनके पास लिमिटेड अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, खेती के क्षेत्र में काम करें या कोई और दुकान खोल के काम करें या किसी और सर्विसेज में जाएं। बट मुझे लगता है कि जो स्पाइस मनी में उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी टू बिकम अ डिजिटल एंटरप्रेन्योर। आज हर युवा का एक एस्पिरेशन है टू बी अ डिजिटल एंटरप्रेन्योर, और एज स्पाइस मनी हम उनको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं टू बी अ डिजिटल एंटरप्रेन्योर एंड टू get that respect and live with that pride in their community, with which they can make themselves and their families proud. तो एक बहुत बड़ा मूवमेंट मुझे लगता है कि डिजिटल भारत से ये आ रहा है और ये युवा की तरफ ही टारगेटेड है। सोनू भाई, आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे युवा लोग जो वापस गए और आप मिलते रहते हैं, आपका सारा जो फिलैंथ्रोफी प्रोग्राम्स चलते रहते हैं उनके साथ। आपको क्या लगता है कि युवा इससे कैसे जुड़ेंगे? बिकॉज this is really the opportunity to build digital entrepreneurs in rural India.
दिलीप भाई, बिल्कुल मैं हमेशा मानता हूं कि जो छोटे शहर, गांव, इनके अंदर जुनून जो है वो शहरों से ज्यादा होता है। हमारी ऐड के अंदर भी एक बड़ी लाइन है कि किसने कहाँ सोचा था कि गांव का कच्चा रास्ता मंजिलों से मिलता है। तो हम लोगों को हमेशा एक ऐसा विजन रहता था कि हम अपने गांव में रहकर या छोटे शहरों में रहकर वो सपने पूरे नहीं कर सकते थे, इसलिए जितना युवा था वो शहरों की तरफ भागता था और वहीं पे कुछ ना कुछ शुरू करना चाहता था। आप इमेजिन कीजिए जब उसी युवा को एक गांव के अंदर एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म, एक ऐसी सोच, एक ऐसी दिशा मिलेगी जहां पर दे वांट टू डू समथिंग गुड इन लाइफ और उन्हें लगता है कि उनके वो सपने हैं वो पूरे हो सकते हैं, देन दे कैन गिव to the whole movement. So I feel कि जो मैं सपना देखता था जब मैं लोगों को घर भेजता था या उनसे बात करता था, जो आज भी बात करता हूँ, ये वही सपना है कि उन्हें उन्हें एक ऐसा औजार दे दिया जाए कि ये आपके हाथ में आपकी शक्ति है, जाइए और जाकर आप अपना रास्ता बनाइए। तो आई थिंक ये जब ये रास्ते बनेंगे तो हमारे देश के युवाओं के लिए, नई पीढ़ी के लिए नए रास्ते बनेंगे। सो आई फील ये एक सिर्फ एक प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं है, एक सिर्फ आइडिया नहीं है, बट एक ऐसी सोच है जो आने वाली जनरेशन्स तक पास होनी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड आई एम ग्लैड कि जैसे हमने जो पूरा पैकेज जीरो कॉस्ट पे डाला है, तो लोगों को सोचना नहीं पड़ेगा कि मुझे करना, उसके अंदर सिर्फ हमें वो स्पार्क देखना इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हाँ इसके अंदर वो स्पार्क है, और वो इस प्लेटफॉर्म के जरिए अपने आप अपनी मंजिल की ओर बढ़ जाएगा। सो आई थिंक दिस इज अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर द youth who want to do something in life. And again, like I said, all the villages connected through this platform, which is a big opportunity for us also to be a part of their family.
Correct.
जी.
Thank you, Sonu. The
Ritika?
next question is from Bhargav Trivedi Sandesh. I'm slightly rephrasing the question a little bit. As a lot of people may depend on this kind of network to withdraw money, what are the charges to the rural common man?
सो भार्गव जी, एक्चुअली क्या है कि द वे हमने ये सर्विस इनेबल की है बैंक्स के साथ मिलके, देखिए बैंक का तो गोल है अपना एटीएम नेटवर्क को आगे बढ़ाना। तो उनके पास दो ऑप्शंस हैं, या तो वो खुद अपने फिजिकल एटीएम्स लगाएं या हमारे जैसे डिजिटल एटीएम नेटवर्क्स के साथ जुड़कर लोगों तक एटीएम सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर सकें। तो इसके लिए बैंक्स एक इंटरचेंज फी होती है जो बैंक पे करते हैं टू बी एबल टू ऑफर दिस सर्विस टू देयर कंज्यूमर्स, और उसी इंटरचेंज फी से हम अधिकारी को भी कॉम्पनसेट करते हैं। तो एज फार एज द प्रोग्राम इज कंसर्न्ड or the product is concerned, a consumer can actually withdraw money without having to pay for it. तो हम तो अधिकारी को बैकएंड से कॉम्पनसेट करते हैं, तो हमें नहीं लगता कि उनको जरूरत पड़नी चाहिए कस्टमर से पैसा लेने की। तो हमारा तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा मानना है कि हम ट्रांजैक्शंस के थ्रू अधिकारी को कैसे प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स के साथ मिलके पैसा दे सकें, जिससे कि वो कंज्यूमर से कम चार्ज कर पाए और कंज्यूमर्स को इन सर्विसेज के लिए पैसा ना देना पड़े या कम से कम देना पड़े। तो हमारा बैंक्स के साथ यही फोकस रहता है कि कैसे हम उनके साथ मिलके, बिकॉज हम बैंक्स का भी खर्चा कम कर रहे हैं थ्रू अ डिजिटल बीसी नेटवर्क। आज की तारीख में अगर आप देखें, बैंक्स अगर फिजिकल एटीएम लगाते हैं तो 25 रुपए से ऊपर पर ट्रांजैक्शन का कॉस्ट पड़ता है। मोबाइल एटीएम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के थ्रू वो 10 से 15 रुपए तक पहुंच जाता है। तो काफी सिग्निफिकेंट रिडक्शन इन कॉस्ट है बैंक्स के लिए, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे आर सपोर्टिंग इट। और मुझे लगता है कि हमारा गोल है कि कस्टमर को इन सर्विसेज के लिए पैसा ना देना पड़े या बहुत कम देना पड़े, और अधिकारी इसको हम खुद बैंक्स के साथ मिलकर कॉम्पनसेट करें, जिससे कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग इस डिजिटल एटीएम नेटवर्क को यूज कर पाए।
Thank you. The next question is from Karishma Bhurke, News 18 Lokmat. Will you also be giving training for this? How will that training be given?
सो करिश्मा जी, बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल आपने पूछा है। देखिए, ट्रेनिंग तो बहुत ही ज़रूरी है। हम स्पाइस मनी में हमने शुरुआत की है स्पाइस मनी एकेडमी की, और इसके तहत हम चाहते हैं कि हर स्पाइस मनी अधिकारी को हम ट्रेन कर सकें। इन अ वे हम उसको उसकी कम्युनिटी का एक बैंकर की तरह ग्रो करना चाहते हैं। सो सारे जो फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स हम अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे ला रहे हैं आगे जाके, हम चाहते हैं कि हम वो उनको समझ पाए, सीख पाए। और डिजिटल एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है करिश्मा जी जो बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज ऑफर करता है थ्रू द मीडियम ऑफ वीडियोस, एंड कंटेंट वी कैन बी एबल टू, हम उनको बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं थ्रू द मीडियम ऑफ मोबाइल. तो एक स्पाइस मनी अकेडमी हम प्रोग्राम चलाते हैं, जिसमें कि हम चाहते हैं कि सारे जो हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म से जुड़ रहे हैं युवा, उनको हम डेवलप कर सके, जिससे कि उनकी प्रोडक्ट की नॉलेज बढ़े, और आगे जाके जैसे हम नए नए प्रोडक्ट्स लेके आए, वो उसमें हमें इनोवेट करने में कंट्रीब्यूट भी कर सकें. तो ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है इस जर्नी का. और आज जिस भी युवा में वो जुनून है कि वो अपने काम को बढ़ाए, हम उनको जो भी ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, जिससे कि वो अपने ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट्स को समझ के आगे अपने कंज्यूमर्स तक पहुंचा सकें. तो ट्रेनिंग बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है इस जर्नी का, और हम इसमें पूरे कमिटेड हैं और पूरे प्लेटफॉर्म पे हम लगे हुए हैं. और एक और चीज मैं आपको बताना चाहूँ, हमारी बहुत यूनिक थिंग है स्पाइस मनी अधिकारी ऐप में. अगर आप देखेंगे, हमने एक फीचर ऐड किया है स्पाइस मनी अड्डा. उसमें क्या है कि जो अधिकारी हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, उनके क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं, वो वीडियोस के थ्रू वो अड्डा प्लेटफॉर्म पे शेयर कर सकते हैं. तो हमने देखा है कि हम अड्डा प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू वीडियोस के माध्यम से लोगों को ट्रेन कर रहे हैं, बट ऑल्सो वो खुद अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस वीडियोस के माध्यम से उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे शेयर कर रहे हैं. तो दे आर ऑल्सो लर्निंग फ्रॉम ईच अदर. तो हम देख रहे हैं कि एक कंपनी की तरफ से लर्निंग हो रही है, एक विद इन देम एक जो कम्युनिटी सी बन गई है स्पाइस मनी अधिकारीज की. तो अक्रॉस द कंट्री दे आर एबल टू सी हाउ पीपल आर सर्विंग देयर कम्युनिटीज इन रूरल इंडिया. कई लोग कुछ सर्विसेज अच्छी कर पा रहे हैं, कुछ में स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. लॉकडाउन के समय हमने देखा कि कैसे दुकान खोलें और कैसे सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करें जब पूरा देश बंद था. स्पाइस मनी अड्डा प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू हमारे अधिकारी फ्रेंड्स ने वीडियोस पोस्ट की कि कैसे वो अपनी दुकानें खोल रहे हैं, कैसे रजिस्टर कर पा रहे हैं, और एक एसेंशियल सर्विस प्रोवाइडर के रूप में वो एटीएम सर्विसेज अपनी कम्युनिटीज में पहुंचा पा रहे हैं. और उससे बाकी लोगों ने भी सीखा. तो मुझे लगता है कि दिस इज अ फैमिली of Spice Money Adhikaris that is growing, and we are all learning from each other. But training and learning is a very big part of this journey that we will continue to be on.
Thank you, Dilip. There was a similar question on training from Jitendra Kumar Singh Veer Arjun. Mr. Singh, we hope your question has been answered. And with that, we will now conclude this press event. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you, Sonu. And thank you to each one of you for your time today. Have a great day ahead. Aapka din shubh ho.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
God bless you. Thank you, Namaskar.